Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. It's Monday. I'm with my good friend Amir Ness, and we are going to be looking at lots and lots of Bitcoin charts. And while we were getting ready, something very exciting happened to the Bitcoin price in the last 5 minutes.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Get the Crypto.com Visa card. You can use this wherever Visa is accepted all over the world. Make sure you use my link to get a $25 bonus when you register. Link in the description below. Hey, Amir, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Thanks for having me, Rich.
Oh, listen, thank you. You weren't available last week, right? So I did it myself.
Yeah.
It's much more fun with you rather than me just listening to myself, right? We're going to look at Luna. We're going to look at Osmo. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at another altcoin that while Bitcoin's been going down, this one's been going up.
Which one is that?
You have to wait. That one will be at the end. and it's a major altcoin. Okay. So look, shall we start with the Bitcoin chart? Let's start with the weekly chart. So there's lots of lines here that I've drawn. They're not necessarily relevant to the weekly chart, but we have got this underlying resistance or support. Maybe I can move that down a little bit, actually. Just there, because then it touches there, and here, going back to July 2021, and then this upper resistance here. So we're in a symmetrical triangle, which just follows the trend, and we're in a long-term bullish trend. And what we want and hoping for, and what usually happens with symmetrical triangles, is they follow the trends, which means we'll have a breakout to the upside. If I go to the daily chart, there's this resistance zone here that I drew around about $39,000, and I don't know why this is showing percentages today, but never mind. And it's just broken through that this week, and it didn't manage to break through here last week. Where it touched it, got stopped. What can you see, Amir? What do you want to say?
I mean, the channels, like you said, are correct. The problem is that I'll tell you, there's two problems. The first one is, okay, you could say we are at support. You could also say we shouldn't even be here because that last wick up where we, kind of violently went back, where we violently went back up above 40 was really strong. And for the bears to take it down right after it happened, or the same day, actually, right? It just doesn't show any follow through. So I think we're seeing a lack of follow through, which is really weak. And then we're holding somewhat on support in a really weak fashion, and that's kind of bearish altogether. The thing that happens is what happened about 15 minutes ago, where everything was looking more and more bearish, and then you get this wick where it goes up 400, 500, 600 in one wick.
Yep. No, I think this is what you're talking about, because what I was looking at was CoinTrader, which has a delay. This is TradingView, and this is the 5-minute chart on TradingView.
Yeah.
And I think this is what you're talking about here, because it went down to $38,398 and then shot up, and now it's about here. Yeah. So there is support. There are buyers coming in around about the 38,300 level.
Yeah, and that's makes it very difficult to time the market. It's impossible. You can't, because you can never predict those things, and yet we try. So it's really tricky to tell, and it's really tricky to. You're better off being an investor,
or just hodling, or dollar cost average.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, because or I don't even know if it's going to go short. We're just waiting. We're waiting to go short.
I mean, this week is a big week because you've got a lot of earnings coming out in the stock market. So because there's a high correlation to Bitcoin and big tech, you're going to get, you're going to get that. I think that's part of what we're seeing this morning right now.
So if earnings for big tech are down, will the
what's that?
If earnings for big tech are down, will the price for Bitcoin go down?
I don't know about the earnings question, because you could say if the earnings are down, that will relieve the Fed of pressure to raise rates. If they're up, they'll be more encouraged to raise rates. And then you don't know how Bitcoin will necessarily react. But if it reacts the way the market does, it'll go down. Then again, it's been priced into the market already, because everybody's expecting 250 basis point rate hikes. So if it is priced into the market, then you shouldn't see much of a reaction.
Right.
And to end it all, Rich, who knows?
So, okay. So let me see if I got you correctly, right? So if I were to sum it all up, the price is either going to go up or it's going to go down.
And no one knows.
Unless it continues to go sideways. Okay. Well, there are a couple of alts that have bucked the trend somewhat.
Okay.
And one of them is Terra.
Oh, that's Luna.
Yeah, Terra Luna, sorry. Yeah, Terra hasn't bucked the trend at all. It's always $1. But it did get listed. It's a trading pair, I think, on Binance last week or something.
Wait a second.
Stablecoin. It's on more, maybe not Binance, but another large exchange or something. It's on more and more exchanges as a base trading pair.
You're talking about UST?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the more UST gets used, then the more Luna gets burnt.
Right. And that's a big deal. And that's basically the whole narrative that everybody is talking about and looking forward to. There's about 1 million Luna being burned every day.
That's extreme.
And then if you think about, there was a tweet from CZ of Binance.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very cryptic in his tweet, and it was something like, if you want to be safe, you have to get untethered, right? And Binance is USDT is their trading pair for so many pairs.
Yeah.
But they've just introduced UST, and for him to come out and tweet that. And also, I do believe he's a proponent of decentralization, which would lead you to believe that he would actually prefer a decentralized stablecoin.
Yeah.
So, it's like the growth rate for UST, it's at 18 billion right now. And that's, where, considering it's not a major trading pair on any exchange yet. It's not. And so that's not to say that there aren't exchanges that have it as a trading pair. They do. I mean, Binance has BTC UST, but it doesn't denominate UST with the rest of its coins like the way it does USDT. If you started to see Binance do that, I mean, it's incredible what could happen. You could start seeing major increase in UST out there, and that burns a lot of Luna, and the price will react to that.
Wow. Okay. Now that would be very, very bullish for it. Very bullish. And what's the total supply of Luna?
The total, it's 700 million. But I think that includes a good portion of non-circulating supply, where like the Luna Foundation holds.
Right. And and they're burning 1 million a day.
About 1 million a day,
which in percentage terms isn't great right now, but as it accumulates, as the amount that they burn builds up over time and the supply reduces, it kind of explains the growth price.
if you think about, I mean, if it's happening every day, that's 50% of the supply in 1 year.
Wow,
That's a lot.
that's a lot. But it won't be that much, because what will happen is that the price of Luna will keep going up.
Right. And
Yeah,
so
less
they'll
things
have
are
to
being
burn
burned.
less.
Yeah, so they'll
They'll
burn
have to burn
less.
less. But then on the flip side to that is, at what rate does UST adoption increase? So those are the two kind of variables in that equation.
Mm.
If Luna price goes up, which it should because of the burning, but the rate of UST adoption is happening much faster, then all of a sudden, you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're increasing the burn, basically. And the thing is that that's not even including the growth of the ecosystem. You know, like we sometimes forget that Luna and UST is not the only trick they have. You know, that's just their foundation. They're still an L1 layer with a lot of stuff being built on it. So, you know, we look at things like Ethereum and Atom and all of these other protocols, which reminds me, there's one other protocol to talk about. But so we look at all of this stuff and we invest based on the growth of the protocol. So Luna has that, as well as, you know, the most prevalent stable coin outside of USDC and USDT.
Okay, very good, very good. And it looks very promising, because there's all the staking rewards as well. You know, just by staking Luna on Terra Station, I'm getting rewards in other coins, which I'm actually converting to Luna.
Yeah.
And then staking that, and I imagine I'm not the only person doing that, because then that takes more Luna out of the market. And what's this other platform protocol?
So, have you heard of Kadena, KDA?
I've seen it on CoinMarketCap.
So if you want to take a look at the chart, you can do that. But this is really more about the fundamentals and not, you know, charting.
Okay.
KDA.
Okay, this is the chart of KDA. It reached a high of about $28 in November 2021. First listed at 27 cents in June 2021. So it's not been around for such a long time, and currently,
right,
price is about $4.51.
So the first thing I would say is take a look at the website.
Yep.
You want to do this? I think this is very valuable for viewers, because it's really something to look at. So if you look at the About section first, for the team, these guys have a lot of depth on their bench. Couple of guys from JP Morgan. One of them was part of the SEC. They know what they're doing, and they're very well connected. But here's what's special about KDA, which you'll find out once you start doing some research. So they've got the ability to scale. They've got almost zero gas fees, and their security is basically, from what they're claiming, better than any other blockchain in the world. And so Pact right there is their coding language. And the reason why it's one of the best coding languages, the safest coding language, is while you're coding, Pact will review for bugs. So unlike a situation where you have to code something and then you get it audited and see where you made a mistake, and then you got to go find that bug. Unlike that, Pact is auditing your code as you're writing it. So a developer who wants to build something will feel much more secure building using Pact. And that's a big, big benefit. And so they are far, far behind in terms of development compared to a lot of the blockchains we know, and of course Ethereum. But if they can prove that they've solved these three problems, this is what they, in blockchain, they call it the trilemma: scalability, gas, and security. So they're saying that they've basically solved that. Now that's a really big deal. And it's a 1 billion market cap right now. Now that's pretty attractive, even though it's, gone up. Obviously it's come back down quite a bit. But when you compare its potential to the fact that it's ranked in, I think what's its ranking? If you want to check CoinMarketCap, I think it's like 100 or something.
I don't use CoinMarketCap anymore because they rigged the results.
CoinGecko.
Yeah, 109. So by market cap, $4.66.
Yeah. So it's even lower than 1 billion. It was at 1 billion because I was looking at it when it was 550.
Right.
So if you're looking for long-term investment, this isn't investment advice, but if you were looking for something, it would be a good idea to look at KDA. It's like everyone knows the team. They've got good depth. It's just a question of, can they solve the problem they claim they can solve, and will we see developers flock to the protocol?
Very interesting. Okay, so it's worth looking into, and I can get you're saying at the bare minimum what people should do or could do is just look into it and then decide.
Yeah. I mean, at a $1 billion market cap, for a scalable layer one that could potentially compete with Ethereum and the rest of them, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, well, let's have a look at Osmo, and we've still got the other altcoin, which I think is which actually has been doing very, very well, even while everything else has been dipping. So why are we looking at Osmo? Well, we're looking at Osmo because I cover a lot of the Cosmos projects, and look at it. Let me get rid of this arrow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's below all this is on the daily chart, below all the EMAs. I think there's resistance at about $4. The next lot of resistance, because bounced up here, and it doesn't have a lot of history because the listing on CoinMarketCap didn't happen till October 2021, when actually it launched and was trading in late June 2021. So it has been as low as $1.20 or something. And while it's going down, there's still all this growth and development that's happening on the Cosmos ecosystem. There's an airdrop this weekend, which is of, I forget, I think Jackal DAO, I think it is. They're doing an airdrop on the 30th. There's Asset Mantle, their airdrop came through last week. There's another one I found out about. I just got the tokens for Meme Coin, which is a coin you can build memes from, but nobody knows the team and nobody really knows how secure that one is. So, and a lot of people are moving out of the airdrops into Cosmos or Osmo or Juno, because those three, and I think possibly also Secret, are by staking and holding them, qualify for the most airdrops. So there's not much to look at here.
Very true.
Yeah, I think, and it really does depend upon what Bitcoin does. This is on the weekly chart. Now there is a thirdening for Osmo in June, which is when the new supply will reduce by a third. The new supply that's released, so that could have a bullish effect on price. So down we go until about $4, unless Bitcoin starts behaving itself and going the way we want it to go. Or unless Osmo starts looking the way of this one. Now, I covered this last week, Amir, and it was actually because I'm a subscriber to Token Metrics, and they sent out a report about how this was looking very bullish. And this is Monero. And it turned in February here. And it's just been pretty much pretty much just been going upwards. It's been affected recently by the price of Bitcoin, I would say, but otherwise it's doing really, really well compared to Bitcoin. And also here, according to the RSI, pretty oversold, but it's above the 50-day moving average. Anything you can see here or you want to say?
No, I mean, from I don't know anything about Monero, but like it's had a big run and now it's got a sharp pullback. So that's the support level right there. But like you said, everything kind of revolves around Bitcoin right now, and I don't know the narrative that's going on with the whole privacy coins thing.
Right. Well, Monero is a good privacy coin. It's not the most private of all the privacy coins, but it's a good privacy coin. I think it's worth holding on to as a hedge. So it's the best well-known privacy coin. So
and Zcoin, right? Or Zcash or something?
No, Zcash isn't private. Zcash isn't private. Zcoin is now Fero, and I did an interview with the co-founder of Fero the other day, and that is every transaction is private on Fero, and you can give permission for people to see the transaction. With Zcash, every transaction is transparent. You then have to make it. You have an option to make it private.
Okay.
Now with Monero and Pirate Chain, every transaction is private. There's no option to make it public. So, which is why they're harder to track. But we could have a correction perhaps down to as low as the 50 EMA, I think.
Yeah.
What Bitcoin does. Okay. All right. So that is Monero and Osmo and Kadena and Bitcoin. Amir, thank you so much. I shall see you again next week. And for anybody, if you have any comments or questions, let us know in the description below. If there's a coin you'd like us to look at, give us the ticker symbol. And also let us know about Kadena. I didn't know anything about Kadena until Amir told me today. Between now and when I see you next, please fill your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Amir signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.